Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be addressing the issue of the possibility that a lot of prohibited people might be building polymer 80s. Okay, and my response to that is, so what? Okay, because my feeling, which I've expressed in prior videos, is that if you're safe enough to be on the street, you're safe enough to own a gun. Okay, now that is an opinion, all right, that even a lot of people in the gun community disagree with. Right, in fact, I've been kicked out of gun groups for voicing that opinion, just for having that opinion. Okay, so a lot of actually pro-gun guys are very much against my thoughts on that. Okay, so the thing that I keep telling people is, listen, when you look at somebody and let's say they have a felony conviction or this or that or the other thing, okay, you know, the anti-gunners are out to turn all of us into prohibited people, right? Um, if I accidentally cross from PA into New Jersey by accident, right, or if I get lost or whatever, and I get caught and I have a gun on me, first of all, if I'm just carrying a gun, even with 6 rounds, right, and I accidentally cross into the border of New Jersey and I get stopped and they find the gun, I'm getting a felony, all right? So don't make the mistake of looking at those people over there that have the felonies, right, or are prohibited people, and thinking that you can never possibly be in that group, right? Don't make that mistake. Don't judge those people that way, because here's the thing. One of my viewers brought up this concept. Okay, if you catch somebody hurting a member of your family, right? If they're attacking your wife or your kids, okay, and the natural thing is going to be to not to go and hurt that person. Okay, that's going to be the natural reaction, right? You're going to want to hurt that person that is hurting your family. Okay, and there's a very fine line between stopping them and going beyond that, and that a lot of times that is going to come down to how good your lawyer is, how much justice can you afford. Okay, but you can very easily find yourself in a situation where you're protecting your own family, and you yourself end up a prohibited person. Okay, so that's the main thing I wanted to put out there. So as far as the possibility that people with felonies or otherwise prohibited people might be building Palmer 80s, to me, you know what? That is a good thing. All right, that's a good thing, because if those people were so dangerous, they shouldn't be out on the street. So I don't care what crime they committed. Okay, at the point that you let them back on the street, right? They still got their teeth. They can bite people. They still got hands, right? If they got hands, pretty much anything can be turned into a weapon. And I can make a good argument that a knife is potentially more deadly than the typical handgun that most people carry. And the reason is because the blade is bigger. It makes a bigger hole. When it comes to gunshot wounds, the statistics that I have read is that 80% of gunshot wounds are survivable, right? So unless you're shot, to the head or, through the heart and lungs where you immediately die, right? If they're able to get you to a hospital, 80% of gunshot wounds are survivable, okay? And I think knife attacks, particularly stabbing attacks, are potentially more deadly. And everybody has access to knives. Everybody's got access to cars, right? Even somebody that doesn't have even a dangerous person that does not own a car can still go out and steal a car and use that to commit mass murder. Okay. So then my thoughts on that. I wanted to share that with you guys, and specifically I wanted to address this issue that that felons might be building Palmer 80s. First of all, from everything I have gathered, people that are buying or obtaining guns with the intention of committing crimes aren't building them, because it's a lot easier, cheaper to steal them or to get them through other means rather than sit there and debug them yourself. Because here's the thing. Building a Palmer 80 is not just a matter of assembling it and all of a sudden you've got a gun that works. Okay, You know, after you put it together, there's a very long debugging process. The first one I built took me like 2 months to get, you know, to get working properly. Okay, there's a 200, even if the gun is working, there's still a 200 round break-in period. Okay, so you got to have the ability to basically put the gun together, test it out, shoot it. You need a place where you can shoot it, then work on it some more, shoot it some more, work on it some more, shoot it some more. So there's a very long, laborious process involved with building a gun, and it's basically a labor of love. Okay, that's one of the reasons why, you know, the idea that people are building guns for the purpose of flipping them over and selling them, it doesn't seem very likely to me. I mean, not that it never happens, but there's just so much effort that goes into it that I wouldn't want to sell any of my guns. All right. The other thing to consider is that a lot of times the media basically what's the word I'm looking for? They exaggerate the number of Polymer 80 guns or ghost guns that are used in a crime. First of all, any gun that's recovered from a crime scene that doesn't have a serial number on it because it was basically just scratched off, dremeled off. Okay, that goes into the category of a ghost gun. Okay, so they're putting into the same category statistically the factory guns that just have the serial numbers scratched off, and the Polymer 80s, right? The few Polymer 80s that might be recovered. So they're all going into the same category. So even factory guns where the serial numbers have been easily dremeled off, those are now being classified as ghost guns, okay? As Polymer 80s. And the other thing is, like, a lot of times, like I remember hearing one story where there was drugs and you know, and ghost guns, right, found at a you know, during some type of an arrest or a crime scene. And here's the thing: when I read deeper into it, it turns out that there were like 2 home-built guns and like 10 or 12 other factory guns. Okay, so that's a perfect example. Like you know, a small number of the guns that were recovered from this crime scene were in fact you know, home-built guns. However, in the headlines, it said drugs and ghost guns. Okay, they didn't, you know, they ignored the fact that 80% of the guns that were recovered there were in fact factory guns. Okay, so that's another way that the media exaggerates, you know, the amount of home-built guns that are found at crime scenes. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pass it around, share it. We gotta try and you know, spread the word, because I think that the media, for political reasons, does exaggerate the use of home-built guns and their use in crimes. And the simple fact is that, you know, if you're going to commit a crime, it's a lot cheaper, right? You can buy a cheap factory-built gun. You know, I mean, a straw purchaser could buy one for like $300 to $400, and then turn around and flip that, you know, and sell that for, let's say, $600-700, right? And make a profit on that. Okay, all the Polymer 80s that I have built with the optics, they all come in at over $1,000, right? That's my cost. So I don't build Polymer 80s because they're cheap. I build them because I love them, right? Because it's a fun thing for me. Cost does not factor in at all, you know, when I'm building a Polymer 80. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channels. Find me on Odyssey, because YouTube is busy shutting down my channels. This one over here, because what they're doing is they're searching, they're searching the word Polymer 80, and then if there's any guns or anything that indicates building a gun, they ban the video and give strikes. That's why I didn't even bring out a gun here to show to you guys today, because I didn't want a gun, a Polymer 80 to be anywhere in this video. I purely wanted to focus on the subject that I was talking about. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all you guys soon.